Hey you guys, so guess who decided to do their first vlog? So this is basically my first vlog. I'm just vlogging from my camera. I have no mic, no lights, nothing like that. So I hope my video comes out well. And first I want to do this video to introduce myself so you guys can get to know me a little better and get to know who is the real me. A lot of you guys might follow me on Instagram, Facebook, social media, but don't even know the real me yet, or don't know my past or where I come from. So I want to tell you guys my story. It's gonna be really basic. I'm not gonna say like any sad or happy moments. I'm just gonna talk about like myself, how I am, how I grew up and everything. So get ready, get some popcorn, get comfortable. So here we go. So my full name is Elsa Terriquez and I am 25 years old. I was born July 31st, 1993, and I was born in Orange County. I am from Mexican parents. Both of my parents are Mexican and I actually grew up in Mexico with them. My mom's from Sinaloa and my dad is from Jalisco. And where I grew up was in Jalisco, where my dad lives. When I was like 8 months old, they took me to Mexico and I came back here when I was 17 years old, you guys. So basically all my childhood and my teenager years were in Mexico. As you can see, in Mexico we don't speak English at all. So English was not in my language at all. So I learned English when I came to the US when I was actually almost 18 years old, because I started in January from 2011. My childhood was good. I was actually spending a lot of time with my cousins over there, and I grew up with 2 of my male cousins, and I would always play with them. I would always have like boys' toys in my house. I would want to dress like them, and my mom would always please me. She, like, if I would be like, okay, I want those boots like my cousin, I want those, like the belt, like the guy's belt, my mom would just buy it for me and dress me like them. So I grew up with them, and then I also grew up with 2 of my female cousins, which I would play Barbies, dolls. So I would play both. I would play like a little boy and I would play with the girls like a girl. I had like a room full of toys. Like there was nothing but toys, the whole room in my house in Mexico. And then I had my own bedroom. My parents had their own. So I was living in a comfortable house. And since I was raised as the only child, I basically had it all. Like I was the chiquiada one from the house. A mí me consentían, me compraban todo. I was really spoiled. When I came here, I decided to come because I didn't want to be in where I was living. Where I was living, it was a small town. It wasn't a city. I didn't want to spend the rest of my life there. Like I didn't see myself living there forever, or going to college to go and work in that little town. So I decided to come to the US, and I didn't arrive here to LA for the first time. I went straight to San Jose because I went to live with my brother. I was in San Jose for 8 months and I actually started school in San Jose. When I started school, I didn't have no English in my language. All I knew was sit down, close the door, little words like that, but never a conversation where I could actually talk to someone. At the beginning it was kind of hard because San Jose doesn't really have people like Hispanic, Latinos, no. And if there's Latinos, they don't even speak Spanish. They're like 3rd generation, so they don't even know the language. So it was pretty much that I had to learn English, and I'm grateful for that because sometimes you do it more when you have to than when it's a choice. So probably if it would have been a choice for me, I would have never learned English. I would have just speak my Spanish, you know? But since I was over there, I had to really get the language, understand the language. And like about 2 months when I started school, I like understood everything already, but I didn't speak So I would understand when someone would tell me something, or I would understand a conversation, and sometimes I would be like, what? But I would understand. But I wouldn't speak it well. I would speak worse than right now. As you can tell my accent, well, back then you wouldn't even understand me probably. But I would understand English. So for me that was a big step. Like, okay, now I can understand what they're talking about. You know, because at the beginning it was weird. Like, I would just sit there and hear them like, and I would be like, and then when I would understand, I would be like, ah, they're talking about this, you know. So I felt good about myself. Then I decided to just come to LA because, like I told you guys, I was raised as a spoiled child. So in my brother's house, it wasn't the same. I didn't have the confianza. I didn't have, you know, that in my own house in Mexico, where if I wanted to bring over a friend, my parents wouldn't trip. If I would say she's gonna stay over, they would be fine with it. If I would say I'm gonna throw a party and I'm gonna bring the DJ inside the house and I'm gonna bring drinks, and I was only like 17, and they would be like, yeah, go ahead. Like, they would never tell me no for nothing. Sometimes my mom would get bothered, like, oh, like, tell her something, to my dad, but he would always be like, ah, just let her, she's, you know, young, she wants to have fun, whatever. But here I did have a lot of rules that I just didn't feel comfortable. I didn't feel myself, and I just told my mom that I wanted to be with her. I wanted her to be here with me, and she told me that she'll come, but she would come to LA, not to San Jose, because she didn't like San Jose for the same reason that there's not a lot of Hispanic people. So when I moved to LA, I really didn't like it. I was just feeling like, okay, I think I came back to Mexico because everybody literally speaks Spanish. I see nothing but Latinos, which I don't have nothing wrong with that. All I'm saying is that I was barely getting this English, and then for me to just come back and speak Spanish with everybody, my goal was to learn good English. Probably, like, if I would have kept speaking as much English as I would over there, I would have probably had a better accent right now. So yeah, when I came here, I started going to school. I started going on junior year, 11th grade, on high school. I didn't like my high school, and I was just disappointed. Like, okay, I came to the US when you know, and San Jose was just the perfect city for me, and then I come to LA, like, I didn't have no friends. I had to start all over again. My English wasn't even being practiced because everybody would speak Spanish to me. Like, they would hear my accent and they would be like, oh, tú hablas español. Entonces empezaba una conversación conmigo en español, y yo decía, bueno, yo quería practicar mi inglés, pero ahora con los latinos me sentía kind of dumb. Like, they're gonna be like, why is she even trying to speak English when I can understand her Spanish, you know? I did feel kind of like some type of way about speaking my English, so I kind of like stopped speaking English again. And then I got used to LA. Now I love LA. And I got a lot of friends. I met some friends in high school, but I think after high school, that's when I really got to, like, interact with other people. I met people through the fitness, through the like when I started my weight loss. Y'all already know about that. Since high school, I was always working. Since I came to this country, I would always work. So my first job here was the 99-cent store. The reason why I chose to work there was because I had family members that would recommend me, and I could just get the job like right away. So that was one, like, the easy way. And then the other one was because I had a 99-cent store literally across the street where I was living when I came here, because I was staying at my uncle's house. I didn't have a car, of course. I was only 18 years old, you guys. I didn't have a car. I didn't have a house. I was living in my uncle's. My mom was living with me, with my uncle. We both started working, and right away from there, we got our own apartment. We got her first car. I didn't want that car because it was not the car that I wanted. So I was like, okay, my mom can keep that car and she can take me to school, pick me up, and if I have to go to work, I'll use it. So I was working at that job for like about probably like a year and a half, which I was in high school. So I was really doing a part-time, just like to cover, you know, the rent and whatever, like my phone bill, things like that. So just let me go to the part where I will tell you about my personality. I'm really friendly, you guys. Me encanta platicar con la gente, me encanta interactuar, me encanta conocer tu vida, because every life is interesting. Everybody has a different story of their life that it's interesting to know. I like to interact with new people and get to know new people. And also, I'm this type of person that if you are around me, I make you laugh. I make everybody laugh. If I'm at a party, I'm like soy el payasito de la fiesta, qué sé yo, because I make everybody laugh. I don't even know. I come up with some dumb stuff sometimes that even my mom tells me, ¿de dónde sacas esas cosas? And she starts laughing. Even my boyfriend is just like, oh my god, like, ¿de dónde sacas tanta cosa loca tú que hace reír? That's just me, you guys. I don't know de dónde. Hasta a mí me hacen reír sometimes, but I love to put smiles on people's face. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. It's my first vlog and hope you can get to know a little bit more about me with this video. Thank you for watching.